Super Bowl is right around the corner, and on today's episode of Simply Lu, I'm going to show y'all how to make two wonderful, easy, simple, and awesome meatball recipes that'll be a hit at any Super Bowl party. Okay, so the first meatball is going to be a teriyaki meatball, and so what you're going to need is you're going to need ground turkey, or you can use ground pork if you want. I don't eat pork, so we're going to stick to ground turkey. I've got some chopped up chives here, some panko breadcrumbs. I have a seasoning mix of ground ginger, a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that. And then some garlic powder. And then I have salt, pepper. We're gonna need 1 egg. And then for the sauce, I actually have a mix here in my bowl of some soy sauce, hoisin sauce, crushed pineapple, and then I have fresh grated ginger and some fresh chopped garlic. Okay, so in my bowl here, obviously we have our ground turkey. I'm gonna add some chives. Add my seasoning mix. My panko breadcrumbs, and this is about 1/2 cup. I'm actually gonna crack an egg. It's real simple because it's all in one bowl. All right, and then you can just mix it with your hands, but it's easier. I'm gonna put a glove on. You just get in here and mix it in. All right, it's pretty well combined. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm taking my glove off. A little salt. Just work that in. So you don't want to put too much salt, so you don't want it to overpower the dish. So here I have like a little cookie scoop, or whatever you want to call it, just a small size. And actually you're just gonna scoop them into little balls, roll them with your hand. And I'm actually gonna use a cookie sheet that I've lined with parchment paper, or you could just spray with oil. And I'm gonna roll these all into a ball, and then they'll go into the oven. Okay, so the second meatball recipe is gonna be a buffalo meatball. And for this one, you're gonna need ground chicken. I've got some chopped up parsley, green onion, garlic, and celery in here. Of course, your panko breadcrumbs. I have a little bit of garlic powder with some cayenne pepper. We're gonna need 1 egg again, some salt and pepper. And then for the sauce, we're gonna need some butter, which I still have in the fridge because I'm not making the sauce yet. Whatever hot sauce or wing sauce that you prefer. I have medium heat just because not everyone likes super spicy. And then some buttermilk ranch. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start with this one with my salt and pepper first. I've got my seasoning mix, which is just some granulated garlic and some cayenne pepper. If you really don't like spice, you can actually just omit the cayenne completely, but I do like a little bit of heat. I'm gonna add my mixture here, and it's got parsley, green onions, garlic, and celery. That's all been chopped up. Got my panko breadcrumbs. And this is actually gonna be 3/4 cup versus 1/2 cup. My egg, again. Keep everything binded. And then I'm actually gonna add about 1/4 cup of this ranch. We'll measure it out. And again, we're just gonna work this all in. We're gonna do the same thing, and I'm just gonna add them to the other side of my tray. We're gonna get these rolled into little balls. And ground chicken's a little stickier. It's actually kind of easier to form without having to do as much. Okay, Okay guys, so I did leave my meatballs in the fridge for about an hour. You do want them to set before you cook them. It just kind of helps to keep it binded. So I've got my oven at 425 and I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in for 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side, just so that they kind of get a nice golden brown color before we pop them into the crock pot. All right, so we'll flip them in about 5 to 6 minutes. Okay guys, so my meatballs are out of the oven and I had them in there for about 10, 11 minutes, 5 minutes on one side, flip them, 5 minutes on the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the sauce for the teriyaki, which is our turkey meatballs. So in my bowl here, I have about 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, about half a cup of crushed pineapple and juice, and about 1/4 a cup of brown sugar, and I went ahead and whisked that together. And then here I have some freshly grated garlic and some freshly grated ginger. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and add that. And you can chop them or really do whatever. I just use my grater because I had it out and it was fast. And you wanna whisk it together to get all that good flavor. Yummy. And then I'm actually gonna add in just a little bit more chives, which is why I had cut some extra, because that'll add flavor to the sauce as well. Get a good whisk. And the recipes, of course, will be in the description box, so don't worry about memorizing the measurements. All right. So here I have my crock pot, and I have 2 different crock pot liners in there, just at half and half. And that's the awesome part of doing meatballs in a crock pot. If you do 2, you can just put 2 liners in it and do them in half and have them both cook at the same time. And then by the time your party's ready, or if you need to take it with you, everything will be good to go. So I'm gonna take my meatballs and I'll do them on this first side. And they're not gonna be cooked all the way through, which is fine. What we wanted to do was kind of get some nice coloring on the top and bottom and get the outsides cooked so that they hold their shape, but then they'll cook in the sauce, and so then they'll have so much more flavor being cooked in the crock pot. And then you're just gonna pour the sauce right on top, making sure not to get any in your other liner, which the liners are big, so that's really kind of foolproof. That pour it in. Nope, meatball left behind, guys. All right, they're all pretty well coated. You can mix them while they cook if you want. You can just leave them. And the sauce should thicken just a little bit. All right, and then I'll come back and I'll show you all the sauce for the buffalo ones. All right, so now we're gonna make our sauce for our buffalo meatballs. And in the crock pot, in the liner for this one, I went ahead and added about 3 tablespoons of butter. And I folded this over just so that there's no mishap. So again, well, let's make it first. So I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of ranch. Again, if you like blue cheese, you can do blue cheese. I wouldn't say there's an amount, maybe 1/4 of a cup. I'm gonna do a little bit of garlic powder, just to heighten up the flavor. A little bit of onion powder. Salt. And a little pepper. All right, and then this is the easy part. You just take your wing sauce or your buffalo sauce, whatever you want to use. This bottle was about half full, so I'm just gonna use the rest of the bottle. And whisk that together. All right. In go my meatballs. And it's okay that the butter's not melted. It's all gonna melt once you turn it on. Just pour my sauce right on top. Drizzle it on top. Now with these ones, once it does get a little warm, maybe 30 minutes after the crock pot's been on, you just wanna kinda take a spoon and toss them because that butter will be melted. And so that'll help kind of combine the flavor. But for now, this is good. Alrighty, so then you'll let that go for about 3.5 hours. 30 minutes into it again, go ahead and stir the buffalo ones, and then we'll come back and see it when it's done. Alright guys, so our meatballs are done. They are out of the crock pot. Here I have our teriyaki ones, and here I have my buffalo ones. And if I was serving this at a party, I would just serve it with some toothpicks. So that's what we're gonna have it with today.
Yep.
Alright. Which one do you want to try first? Let's go with teriyaki. I'm gonna try teriyaki first.
I'll try it with you too.
Alright.
Ooh, this looks like there's some
Big and
juice. I'm
juicy.
sure there's some.
Yeah. Smells amazing. Alright. Guys, that is so good. So full of flavor. You get that nice sweetness from the pineapple. The ginger gives it a nice kick. And these ones are completely mild. So for your person that just hates spice, these are flavorful, they're good. They're so soft, I'm telling you. Nothing is better than anything cooked in a crock pot because it is nice and soft. We've got those crispy edges from us baking it first. What do you think? You're just chewing away over there.
I know, because it's so good. Put me to sleep almost.
All right.
If I eat more of those.
I'm gonna try one of these.
Okay, yep, need a new one.
All right, buffalo chicken. Love buffalo stuff.
Oh, it has that good like buffalo smell. Like, you know, like buffalo wings.
That is really good too. If I had it my way, I'd go a little hotter on the sauce. But this is truly something you could share. It is not too spicy. You do have a little bit of heat, but it is really, really good. You get that nice buffalo chicken flavor. And the thing is, having the celery and the parsley as a mix-in, you kind of get the whole thing as if you would with wings.
And
I think
it's
the
super
dog
easy.
wants some meatballs too.
And this is
So
super
we'll
easy.
just have to get her a treat.
Eating with toothpicks and stuff for like a party, especially like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, that's all I have today, guys. Oh, okay, you want to make an entrance, Paisley? Say hello! Say I'm excited for the Super Bowl. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Of course, the recipe will be in the description box, and we'll see you guys next time on Simply Lu.